Trina, congrats, because you did get engaged.
Thank you.
And we did see this on live. So how has the engagement been? Like, is there a date yet that you working on, or?
I haven't really thought a lot like that about it. You know what? After it happened just fast, kind of, and I think I'm like still in the taking it in process. Okay. I haven't sat back with like really my friends like, oh, I haven't got to that. As soon as it happened, realistically, I was getting it to gear up for the Legends of the Streets tour. So just trying to get focused on that and do that, it's like really no time. Besides that, they're filming with the show. So it's really like a cram kind of thing. I'm just like, oh, this is all going so fast. Like, I haven't sat down. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm planning a wedding. I haven't done that. Like, honestly, I haven't. Sometimes I look at little stuff though, like flowers, a venue, just little kind of stuff. Like I take my little time, but I'm not like pressed to where it's, oh, tomorrow's time. No. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not. I'm still like gradually processing it. Want to take my time. It's just a lot because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not just you're getting it's a lot. And I want to just make sure I'm in the right space. I'm completely ready. I'm not overwhelmed, overscheduled, overbooked. I just want to be just in a smooth kind of like relaxed space.
Yeah, you want to make sure the timing is right because, like you said, that's a whole changing thing. Like. You don't get married every day. You don't get proposed.
No. And you got to make the right decisions and understand what's going to happen. And all these, it's a lot of little stuff that you need to make sure before you say I do. I'm just taking my time.
Yeah, and I do want to know, since you did get on Instagram Live with Stormy, like, how was the proposal? Like, what?
I did not. I was working at the radio. My friend I was talking to him on the phone. I didn't know I was on live with them. I was talking to him and then they were on live and then all of a sudden, as soon as I got off the air, it was everywhere. I was like, what is going on? And it was like, oh my God. But it was one of them things. I was doing a video. I was shooting a video. Okay. And it's a long day. The video was over like 3:00 in the morning. And right when the video was over, that's kind of when it happened. I was getting ready to leave. I had to took my heels off. My feet was hurting. I was tired. I was just over it. I was ready to get in the car and sleep. And just when I was leaving, that's when it was like, I just turned around and it was like on the knee, like, will you marry me? I was like, what? So it was like a surprise. I was just like, I didn't really believe it was happening right then. I think I was kind of just like out of it from the video. I was dead tired. But then everybody was like popping champagne. I think my champagne fell on the floor. It was just like a real like wow moment, but it was nice. It was really nice. I'm just still kind of like just processing it though. Because I think to be a wife is a lot. I mean, I just have my certain things that I believe in, and like some of my friends that are married, I have friends that are married, some friends that have, got divorced, some friends that we have girl talk and these marriage and all this stuff, it'd be a lot of stuff. The ones that's married be like, oh baby, we ain't been in these 25 years and it's been all like roses and no, it's been some stuff. So I kind of have these conversations so I can be like, oh gosh, okay, making sure I'm prepared for putting myself in the space to know, what I want to walk into, my energy, how I want to be. I'm very transparent. I'm a very high frequency person. Like I'm a Sagittarius. So the energy's always like
always there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, just like you said, like, I mean, I know people that's married, but not, I mean, of course, like, my grandma been married for a minute, but like my homies that just got married for like 1 year, 2 years, it's still like new and it's still fresh, but it's a lot that goes into a marriage,
Yeah.
People that got engaged and not engaged no more. So you gotta,
I've been one of them. Yeah. So I know how it is. It's a real, I think that you just have to like realistically, truthfully in yourself and your soul, like know what is, you have to set boundaries. You have to have an open conversation. You have to communicate. And, I think both parties have to be on the same page. Like, we got to kind of want the same things building in the future together. Like, I have my life, you have your life, but together, what do we want? Like, as in a whole, like, how do we want to build? Like, what are the dreams 5 years? Like, I think all of that stuff is very important, and should not be skipped because it comes up to haunt you later, down the line. So I'm just taking my time one day at a time.
On the radio, was there anything you learned throughout the process to do and not to do?
Yeah, it was a different experience. I kind of liked it, honestly. What I didn't like, because it's like scheduling. It's not like music, so you have to go on somebody else's schedule. But besides that, I learned a lot just being an artist. Because, you know, when you're an artist, especially a new artist, you don't really understand how radio works with your record being played. So being inside now, I was able to see, like, you know, why a record isn't on, you know, the countdown, or why it isn't on spins, why it doesn't get played regularly, or why so much stuff happened, opposed to being outside of just being an artist. You know, you go on with the label, like, hey, my song is not in rotation, my song is not on the radio. And being in there, I got to see, I'm like, we're not playing this, like, what are y'all doing? But it's a system. It works in the system. You kind of like don't have control over that, which is annoying though, you know, being a radio personality and an artist, and you know, you like all these artists that got the dope music and you want them to put the dopest music up, and you don't really have the say so to do that. So that was a little bit, you know, tight. But besides that, it was a great experience. It was a really great experience.
Yeah, and I don't think, just how you said, like, a lot of people don't know the rules and regulations. They think that you can just play any record on the radio.
You can't. You
really can't play.
You cannot. You cannot. And now, if you got, you know, sometimes they have, like, when people call up and request your song. So the more requests, of course, as a DJ, they can put the record on, they can play it. But that doesn't mean you're going in rotation. That doesn't mean your song is at the countdown, Driving 5 or the Hot 88. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that. You cannot call up and say, hey, I want to pay to get my song. It doesn't work like that. It just does not work like that. And, you know, so many people was like, hey, you get my song played. Can you make the DJ put it on? I was like, man, I wish. It just don't. Radio, man, it don't work like that. I'm like, who's controlling this? Who has to say so? Like, why can't we be the ones to say what to play, you know? So.
Yeah, it's glad that you broke it down like that. And then speaking of, you know, radio, you know, you and Trick had the Trick and Trina morning show, had the Miami Airways on lock, but unfortunately last year was pulled off the air. Like, is there anything you want to clear up on the reason why that happened that fans might know or they don't know?
Well, we only had the deal for 2 years. We had only a 2-year contract for it. So we was like 1 month out of our deal being up of the show. And we started off with a 3-year deal, but we decided not to take the 3-year, give ourselves a little room, or, you know, just in case we didn't really like it like that. But once the year kicked in, we was happy. So we went on ahead and took the 2-year deal anyway. So now it's like, you know, a month before the deal is about to get up, and we had like a radio suite, not just the Trick or Treat morning show. We came under like Gio Strada, which is our boss, and she got let off. You know, her whole program, everything that came up under her was let off, and we was one of the ones that was on top of it. You know, it was a lot of budgets. They say we spend a lot of money, you know, for different stuff, whatever. Over budget. I mean, not us physically, myself and Trick, but just overall our whole station, the whole 99 Jams, our whole show. So that was kind of like out of our control, you know, like for us to like have any say so about it and go back and forth. It was all good. We still got paid, you know, like continuously getting paid after the show's over, because our term wasn't up yet until still like another month. So we didn't walk away with like a bad, you know, thing. It was all good for us. And I was happy not to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I did. In the pandemic, though, for me, it was more effective because I was home. I got to just record from home, radio. I would get up in the morning. You know, I get up early in the way, so I would get up in the morning, meditate. Then, boom, I have my whole setup ready to get on at 6 on air. But once it was like, you know, nobody's going to work, nobody come outside, and I used to the only one going to work, only one to radio. It was like, oh gosh, but. Besides that, yeah, it was cool. Like, it's no bad vibes, no bad blood. We still support 99 Jams. That's still our family. You know, the 2 years came and went like really fast. We didn't really get a good chance to like fully kick into like our whole, you know, set, because 1 year we were fully in a pandemic. We lost a lot of guests. We couldn't bring people on. We brought like a couple people on at first when it started. You know, we had some nice artists to come up after that. Nobody's in the building. There was so many rules, so many COVID rules. So we just kind of lost the audience of having guests on, which made the show more live. And then after that, it was just like our last year. We was just, you know, running it, and it just did what it do. And now 2 years here, and this time it's up. So we wasn't tripping.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you broke it down like that, because I feel like it came to a moment where, you know, y'all were on there, and then it just halted, and everybody was like, yo, what happened to the show? Just broke it down. And I know like the whole pandemic, like having people in the studio and then y'all not going in.
Yeah.
Calls and Zoom interviews, you can't physically do it. I know like that was like crazy as well.
That was like our little rough side. Like, can't get the people, the actual artists. You know, you promote music. People was promoting music during the pandemic, but we can't allow you to come in the station. Like, you know, we was in the station. Everybody got to get tested. We can't bring no outsiders. So it was like, these online Zooms with the artists. It just wasn't the same vibe, you know, like having them in studio. So yeah, that was a little damn problem. Besides that, we really learned a lot. I learned a lot about radio. as an artist. So, you know, just being an artist and understanding, I could just go back and sometimes like, I was wondering why I wasn't getting no spins on this song. And I was mad at label, I was mad at this. And it's a process. And when you are an artist, you're a new artist, I suggest you understand and try to learn and strategize the process, because it does not work how you think it works. You're not just gonna, unless you put out a record and it's about to be so hot till it's undeniable, the radio is searching for you. Like besides that, it's like a climbing up a ladder, you know, it's steps.
Yeah, and I think personally, labels should tell new artists on, you know, the level to get on the radio, because it's like, shoot, if I have a song playing in a club, like, why are we not spinning it on the radio? You know?
Yeah, it's budgets, it's money, it's a whole lot of stuff that they don't tell you about that goes with it. So like new artists, you put out a new record, I suggest personally, which I've learned, is to start off with like a mix show budget. Mix show budget is still expensive, but as a new artist, you know, you put your budget together. Once you get on the mix show can accumulate more fans, more streams, more people that's paying attention to you, and then therefore give you a better chance at like probably going for ads for radio, you know, before you kick in a budget for it. But it's just a lot that go with it. And especially with a lot of new artists, when you to a label, even if you're independent, you really don't know. Labels is not telling you, oh, well, you can't get on radio unless we pay. They're not going to say that. So you kind of like blindsided it first. And if you out and you got a hot record, you're in the clubs, you get that energy for the club. So when you hear that, you like, whoa, we need to be on the radio. I know this going to be good on radio. But it's a process. It's a process.
Okay. Have you thought about possibly going back to another radio station or another radio?
No.
You like,
no. No, I haven't thought about it. I'm honest. I just haven't thought about it. I like it, but I haven't thought about it. I haven't.